Welcome to a presentation about the Navigators Education Program. I'm Cheryl McGraw, the Special Projects Manager for the North Shore Culture Compass, which is a program of North Van Arts. I'd like to introduce my colleagues, Michelle Richard, the Culture Compass Manager.
Hello.
And Harriet Goodwin, the Marketing and Outreach Manager.
Hi there.
The Navigators Education Program is a program launched in spring of 2022. We welcome any feedback on the program and the resources available. This presentation will be approximately 30 minutes. You will find the Navigators Education Program listed under the Learn section of the North Shore Culture Compass site. The URL is here along with our hashtag that we use on social media. We acknowledge that the cultural assets listed on the North Shore Culture Compass are on the territories of the Squamish and Tsleil-Waututh Nations. The North Shore Culture Compass is a collaborative community tool, and we welcome discussion on any material presented or missing. The program components include an introduction to the North Shore Culture Compass, the guide, an overview of activities, and the resources. I'm going to hand it over to Harriet to talk about what the North Shore Culture Compass is.
Thank you, Cheryl. So I'm going to start by showing you a short video about what the Culture Compass is all about.
Welcome to the North Shore Culture Compass, a free online map of the North Shore's arts and culture, right at your fingertips. Start your journey by exploring the map's many exciting categories, including public art, First Nations, and so much more. Listings from your selected category of interest will appear on the map and in alphabetical order on the right. Type keywords into the search bar in the left corner to find specific results, or zoom into the map, pan, and click on the arrows to explore what's on the map. Every listing contains a wealth of information just waiting to be discovered, as well as directions to visit the location. Ready to navigate to new experiences? Start your North Shore Culture Compass journey today on mobile, tablet, or desktop.
Great, so that should give you a bit of an introduction. So next, I'm going to talk to you a bit about the cultural asset listings that we have on the North Shore Culture Compass. So there are over 600 asset listings on the map at the moment, and it is always growing. It is ever evolving. We use a permissions-based approach to add cultural assets as we invite organizations, businesses, and other groups to list themselves. We often say this tool is by the community and for the community. This permissions-based approach is important to ensure both the accuracy and the quality of the information while creating a sense of awareness, inclusion, and ownership of the tool. At the moment, the map does not feature individual artists unless they operate in a public space or studio that is open and accessible to the public, so with regular opening hours. So this pie chart here shows how the listings are divided into 10 categories. And these 10 categories are a way of us being able to organize the listings on the map. And one asset can appear in multiple categories. So this slide shows the icons that we have for each of the categories and how we went about dividing the listing categories on the map. Okay. So the First Nations category has elements that are the same as the other categories, but also has a few unique characteristics. So these include place names with an audio pronunciation of these place names and a slider tool that removes settler elements on the land. So also we have a very unique paw print icon that you can spot on this map in this slide here. So By clicking on a paw print, you can reveal birds and animals, sea creatures, and also supernatural beings that were created by the local Tsleil-Waututh artist, Olivia George. So each animal is shown there in both the Coast Salish and realistic versions, so that people can learn more about the local First Nations artistic style, and also be able to easily recognize the animal. Okay, so we also have a festivals and event category on the map. There were over 300 events listed in 2021 from 35 different organizations across the North Shore. And the cool thing about that, we really want this to be the go-to place to find out about events that are happening on the North Shore. This has interesting functionality. You're able to toggle between annual events that happen around the same time every year and current events that are just one-offs. So that's another, and you can also filter by all sorts like age, location, etc. Okay, so when people think about the North Shore, they often think about hiking. We noticed that this was a big part of culture on the North Shore. So we decided in 2021 to add trails to the map. So each of the listings, we added 25, and they include the name and then other useful information such as the level of difficulty, the estimated time to complete, the elevation, etc. We chose these 25 because they are culturally significant. So that is because they have some element, like maybe a story behind the name of the trail, maybe it's named after someone of significance, or maybe there are markers of past industry that happened along those trails. So there's lots to learn whilst doing your hike here on the North Shore. Okay, and I'm actually going to hand back to Cheryl to start you learning about place-based learning and what that is.
Thank you, Harriet. The Navigators education program encourages place-based learning, taking advantage of geography to create authentic, meaningful, and engaging personalized learning. It enables an immersive experience that places students in local history and heritage, culture, landscapes, opportunities, and experiences. And it uses these as a foundation for the study of arts, history, geography, social studies, technology, and other subjects in the curriculum. It is an adaptable resource that can be used as a springboard for classwork, outdoor and interactive experiences, homeschooling, online learning, individual or group activities and projects. It addresses core competencies of critical and creative thinking, communication, social and personal development. So who is it for? It's for educators and teachers as well as homeschoolers. And it's suitable for grades 6 to 12, so middle to high school ages. It can also be used to study local First Nations culture, language, place names, and stories. The subjects by grade include grades 6 to 10, social studies, including contemporary Indigenous studies, geography, photography, outdoor education. For grades 11 and 12, it includes social studies, including human and physical geography, tourism, applied design, contemporary Indigenous studies, urban studies, and visual arts. The learning outcomes. So we have identified different learning outcomes and objectives. Some of these include cartography, art and science of graphically representing a geographic area, visual storytelling, comparing the past to present, planning and logistics like field trips, treasure hunts, and wayfinding, research and participating in knowledge sharing, and creative writing. The objectives includes place-based learning, cross-curricular learning, building an awareness of the diversity of the community and region, and enhancing digital literacy. So what do you need in order to participate? You need an internet connection with access to a web browser, a laptop or a desktop computer with speakers and audio, or you can also use a mobile device with speakers and audio. You need a camera with audio, video, access to social media channels, which is optional, and a paper and markers. Note when you're using the mobile version, the functionality is just slightly reduced. So some of the key questions that could be used as discussion points or help to build your own activities include: what activities or characteristics build or naturally define a culture or contribute to a sense of community and place? Who and what contributes to the culture on the North Shore? And what makes the culture unique? How are the First Nations recognized and celebrated? And who are the key people who've contributed to the cultural identity of the North Shore? The student experience. They get to visit and research places of historical and local significance. They get to learn about how the past connects to the present. They get to explore the First Nations culture, the place names, the stories, the legends, and the animals. They investigate the physical, natural, and cultural characteristics of the region. They discover their community, their neighborhoods. They learn about training opportunities as well as festivals and events. They document what they see or learn, identify gaps, and share their findings. And they also participate in discussions about culture, community values, and identity. There are 13 suggested activities in the guide that are suitable for both online or in person. And they include everything from navigating past to present to local First Nations, discovering diversity, and more. Each activity includes an estimated time, the categories they would use, and the curricular focus. They also include a 4 points theme. And similar to being able to situate yourself geographically with cardinal points, the 4 points theme encourages exploration of place, time, people, and stories that create local culture and build a sense of place. So we're going to walk you through a couple of the suggested activities. And this one is Explore Public Art, starting off with online activities. Here you can see suggested time, categories, and subjects. Task 1 is that you create a virtual public art tour in a neighborhood or community of 5 or more pieces using one of the following: by artist, by medium, by theme, by function, or by audience. Task 2 is to understand the public art. So you have students analyze the public art pieces and reflect on their role to commemorate, to educate, or to build community identity and pride. We explore the public art tours in person. The task 1 would be to visit the pieces in person. Task 2 is to take a photo. Task 3 is to write down the thoughts and impressions of what they think the significance of the story is behind the public art piece. And task 4 is to read the listing on the North Shore Culture Compass. And task 5 would be compare their ideas. The next activity features a build your own. Again, for this, we've suggested the time, categories, and subjects. The first is to plan an excursion, and we estimate that would be up to 60 minutes. So you would have students place 3 places that they would like to visit on a day trip. And using the wayfinding tool, ask them to plan their excursion by creating an itinerary that includes their method of travel, their route, their visiting times, and their stops along the way, as well as the cost. Or you can have them create a map, and we estimate this would be 60 to 90 minutes. Exploring a community throughout cartography is a great way to get students thinking about the relationship between where they live and where they learn. It can also help identify community resources that may be of interest to the students. You can undertake your own mapping project and have students identify places that are important or of significance to the community. Third, we would find festival and events. So this time would take 30 minutes using the festival and events category. You would browse the category to determine the various types of events hosted in the region and answer are there festivals and events they weren't aware of prior to using the tool? Ask them to describe how these foster a sense of community and how they contribute to the identity of and culture of the North Shore. Harriet will take it from here to talk about the resources, including the fabulous treasure hunts she has put together.
Thank you, Cheryl. So in terms of additional resources, there's lots to explore on the North Shore Culture Compass website. So we have the Sense of Place worksheet. We have treasure hunts, which Cheryl already mentioned, and I'll go into a bit of depth on those in an upcoming slide. We have story maps, and which are a favorite of ours, where they're a really useful way to tell stories that relate to a sense of place on a map. So it's a really interactive, clear way of learning about various subjects. So we have a couple that we've mentioned here, such as Visions of the North Shore. We also have some map coloring pages, which I'll also touch on in another slide. And as well as a variety of videos that help you discover how to use the North Shore Culture Compass in more detail. Okay, so the treasure hunts were a way of engaging the public with cultural gems here on the North Shore. So we have a variety of treasure hunts to choose from based on both different locations and different themes. There are some on this slide here, such as art around town. There's one about salmon and streams. There's Where Land Meets Sea, which is all about industry along the water in the North Shore. So the idea is that you can take a class of students outside, and there are from 5 to 7 letters that are hidden at different locations. So you have to find those letters and unscramble the word to find the code word. Okay, and these are the neighborhood map coloring pages, which are really fun. There's a number of them to choose from, all featuring different local neighborhoods here on the North Shore. I was sorry, just to go up to the previous page and talk more about those printable maps. So they can be used as an interactive way to learn more about cartography and also about the community itself. Students can use these maps to identify gaps or cultural listings that are missing from the North Shore Culture Compass, or to plan an excursion or tour, as Cheryl mentioned in one of the activities above. So if students are focusing on an area, perhaps your school is in an area that you'd like to have a colouring map for, please do let us know, because we can create one for you. So as well as those, if we progress to the next slide, we do have prize kits available. So please do contact us and order them. These can be given to students as rewards for doing some perhaps treasure hunt or some of the activities. So we have Culture Compass, we have actual compass keychains, we have category, those buttons with the category icons here. We also have rack cards available. We've been working with Rebecca Duncan from the Squamish Nation to identify animals and supernatural beings significant to Coast Salish culture. In addition to adding these animals to the Culture Compass, Rebecca, who teaches Squamish, the Squamish language, told us it would be helpful to have animal flashcards with the designs created by Olivia George. We have also been very fortunate to work with the Tsleil-Waututh Nation to create flashcards with animal names in Downriver Hunkamanum, the language of the Tsleil-Waututh people. So these cards are in gold. Sorry, these cards are in white here. And we also have the Squamish cards available in the gold. And these flashcards are available to order now. Okay. So the full Navigators Education Guide is downloadable from the North Shore Culture Compass website at the northshoreculturecompass.ca. And it's on the Learn tab at the top menu of the website. So as well as the guide, you can also go there to download these activity worksheets, the sense of place worksheets, and also a list of categories with each of their definitions, which is a helpful resource. Okay, we also have posters available, so they can be in both letter or poster size, and please do contact us if you'd like one to put up in your school. We can mail those out to you. Okay, so the Culture Compass is being added to. We have enhancements all the time, and we also have new activations out all the time that invite the public to participate throughout the year with using the map. And we often do these kind of activations and contests in partnerships with other organizations here on the North Shore. So this encourages people to get out and visit those cultural gems. So we have previously done these activations around Heritage Week, Culture Days, and the Tourism Challenge. And we have also partnered with these various community organizations as well to make those happen. And you'll notice a few of those partners are also on this slide here. This is the funders. These are all of our funders and partners that helped make the North Shore Culture Compass possible. So we always like to thank them, because we wouldn't have been able to put both the Culture Compass map or this guide together without their support. And as Cheryl alluded to, this is a map that is being added to and changing all the time. It is for the community, and so we invite you to give your feedback on how we can improve or enhance the experience of either the map or this guide specifically that we've been speaking about today. So we always would love to hear if you have used the guide or you have additional resources or ideas that you'd like to email us. So please do consider that when you're using the guide or the map. Okay, so on behalf of myself and Cheryl Michelle, I'd like to thank you for watching this far, and please do get in touch if you have any questions. Okay, bye.